Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. So BMW, they finally released their F450 GS motorcycle. If you remember, maybe a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, I was talking about the next generation of motorcycles, where the big movement is going to be, where the lot of motorcycle sales are going to be, and where motorcycle manufacturers will probably head towards is in the 400cc range. I was talking about 300, 350 to 500, 550cc range in the next 2-3 years. I mean, I'm not a prophet of it in any way, shape or form, but it does appear that that's the way it's gone in terms of 400cc's in and around that, 100cc either side seems to be like the sweet spot in terms of overall performance, daily usability. I'm not talking about going for long rides and long tours. I'm just talking about daily usability, whether it's kind of off-road bias, on-road bias, street bias, urban bias, whatever. But they're coming in on price and they're coming in on tech as well and overall performance, and obviously build quality. So the bigger, more established Western motorcycle manufacturers, they've released a few, the likes of Triumph, the likes of obviously BMW, which I'm going to talk about, but also you've got to think that the Indian motorcycle manufacturers, they're pushing that kind of CC range as well a lot, and also Chinese motorcycle manufacturers who are starting to ship a lot more motorcycles into Europe, and they're pretty good quality as well. So, this CC range is really, really good. BMW, they already had the 310 that they were producing in India with TVS. This is the 450 GS. They've already done this as well. I got all the press pack from this a few days ago, whatever it was. But the thing is, it's been a really poorly kept secret in all fairness. We kind of been accepting it a lot. It's got lots of, it's got lots of features that I think lots of people are really going to really like on this bike. 47 brake horsepower, 31, nearly 32 foot-pounds of torque. It's a 420cc parallel twin engine. It's got a range. Look, this is good range here, 210 miles. So my current bike could just about do that. Just about do 210 miles. So this, and mine's, a hell of a lot bigger. So this is good, right? 14-litre tank, and they're saying it's a 6,200 miles service interval here. Yeah, it's got easy ride clutch options, it's saying here. I'm actually reading the specs here from Visor Down, but as I say, the press pack that they sent was, wow. It was almost like a War and Peace novel, let's put it that way. So it's it's got different rain modes, road mode, enduro, ABS Pro, so it's selectable stuff, dynamic brake control, dynamic traction control, engine drag torque control, all standard stuff. It's got 33mm KYB upside down telescopic forks, KYB central spring strut, adjustable spring preload and rebound damping. That's a rear suspension. 19-inch front wheel. You've got on-road and off-road options, I believe. So we're talking about a bit of off-road capability here with the bigger front wheel as well. Look, it looks really good. LED lighting, USB ports, TFT screens, 6.5 inches. Standard seat height, 845 millimeters. Here's the interesting thing that you might want to consider this, right? This is a 450, and this comes in 4 variants. So the base is starting off at £6,990. There's an exclusive version which is 7,290. The Sport is starting at 7,440, and the GS Trophy, the high-end spec, 7,760 pounds, and they're all supposed to be in dealerships from spring 2026. It's saying like a top speed 102 miles an hour. Okay, that is what it is, right? It's front brakes. It's got a single disc brake at the front, Brembo 310mm 4-piston caliper, single disc brake at the rear, bi-bri two 40mm, one piston floating. It's got a 19-inch 19-inch front wheel, 17-inch rear wheel. Wet weight, I believe it's 178 kilos. It's not the lightest of bikes for this size. You know, it is beefed up. So look, personally, I like the look of it. I've got to say, I like the look of it. I liked the look of it when I first saw the spy photos a long time ago. I can't even remember how long this has been going on for, this 450 GS, but it's got to be a good couple of years, possibly a little bit less than that. That we've kind of been talking about this, or murmurs about this, and then we had the pictures for a long time, but lots of rumors, but nothing really there. I think there's a lot of legs in this bike. I think there's a lot of opportunity for people to get into biking, get a good BMW, good engineered bike, and pay about £7,000, dollars, shekels, or whatever it is. And I think you're really going to enjoy this bike. I think you're going to enjoy the on-road, off-road capability a little bit, but I think it's just the daily usability. If you like this style of bike, so on and so forth. My only concern with this is that it's a 450. This is kind of hitting that sweet spot in terms of CC, but have they outpriced themselves? Not in terms of the value for money, because I think you're getting a lot of value for money here. But I think, will other manufacturers producing cheaper motorcycles of the 400cc, 500cc range in similar kind of styling, especially if you want to consider the Indian motorcycles, especially if you want to consider the Chinese motorcycles, but not only them, then you're probably looking at cheaper alternatives. And so I think if you're a BMW fan, I think you're going to be very interested. I think if you're in a general trail bike, enduro bike fan, well, I wouldn't say it's styling here, there's no enduro about this. I think you're going to be interested. I just wonder how many people will take the leap for this bike. I'd say it's got a lot of legs. I think it's got a lot to offer, and I think it might appeal to a lot of people as well. Certainly those who are not interested, don't really care about having big engines and big bikes, and you know, and in all fairness, the older I get, the more I've always liked small bikes. Actually, even though I've always had big bikes, I've always liked small bikes. You know, just because I have big bikes, I never look down my nose that somebody's got a smaller bike. I actually really like small bikes, and that goes all the way down to mopeds and any size CC. You know, so I've never had an issue with small bikes. I like them, and I think if you look at this bike, whilst it's a smaller CC, I think this kind of also comes into that rally style bikes that have been in there, like the Dakar for the last few years, the 450s for many years now, in terms of that sort of style coming through onto the road going bikes, but not necessarily just style, but also presence as well. You know, the 450s, but they actually look like quite big bikes as well. So it'd be very interesting to see how this is received by the general public, not only here in Europe, which you would imagine is going to be its biggest market. I would doubt that whilst this is produced in India, I would doubt that they'll get a tremendous amount of sales for this in India. I could be wrong, especially when the likes of Royal Enfield have already got their Himalayan 450 liquid cooled out, and they're potentially bringing out their 750 out as well. So I think and also Hero probably going to be looking at some bikes, TVS as well, Bajaj as well. So I wouldn't be, especially, you know, with KTM bikes as well in this kind of CC range. So it'd be interesting to see how many of these bikes they sell all around the world. I would say it will do quite well in Europe. I'm not sure in other parts of the world. Let us know your thoughts. I say I'm pleasantly surprised by the specs. I like the look of it. I like the size of it. I like the thought of the usability of this bike, definitely. Right, that's it. So if you like what I do, keep on watching, and I'll catch you again, another video coming very soon. Hopefully back in the studio. I'll catch you again. Bye now.